Welcome to another exciting episode of Married Minds Podcast. I'm your host, Ken.
I'm your host, Will.
And we're going to go ahead and just kind of wrap up what we pretty much spoke about on our last episode, which was actually titled Respectful and Disrespectful Cheating. And we had some main points that we definitely hit. What were those main points?
We pretty much described what respectful in our minds was to us.
Right.
And we also touched on the disrespectful part in our minds as far as cheating. And one thing I will say, we all can say cheating is not right.
Definitely not right.
Benefit a relationship, especially when you're married. You're not even supposed to be doing that. But we live in a day and age where it does happen.
Yep.
And you could be scrolling down on your page and you see stuff on Shade Room, Baller Alert. You're like, how could he cheat on her? Or how, you see people in relationships and you just think that you know it. It's never right to cheat. But the points to me, like, as far as respectful cheating, we know for a fact,
right?
Like, if a man cheats on a woman, he don't have no basis to be cheating. You know what I'm saying? Like,
right.
Women have like more of an excuse when they cheat.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? If they cheat.
Right.
But men, it's willy-nilly.
You're definitely right about that. And other than that point that we went over on the last episode, and if you haven't gotten a chance to take a look at the last episode, definitely make sure you go ahead and check it out. Okay. But the second point we also spoke about was, what time was too late, and when you're married, if there's a curfew. We went into depth with that because, there's some things that he said that I don't really think I agreed with, and there's some things that I said that he may have agreed with.
You definitely didn't agree with me with the
vacation. No. I stand on it.
You may stand on it, but even for me, and the reason why I say, like, I don't care what time she. I honestly, when you go on vacation as my wife, you go out with your friends, like, you doing your own thing.
Right.
I don't, of course you're going to tell me, hey, I'm out, or I just came back in, or good night, babe, or this and that. But I really don't want to know, like, what time you're coming back in, because 9 times out of 10, I'm going to be sleeping. And
to each his own.
I'm going to be sleeping. As long as I know that you had a good time and you had fun, it's all right with me, because when you come back, the kids is all yours.
Good point. And another point that we definitely hit on was, as far as married couples are, when you're married, is it better, of course, when you have other married friends, or not? Or is it the same? I mean, but... Let them go back and watch the episode.
Yeah,
we definitely went ahead and we spoke. We went into deep conversation about that. So
we did, but I still feel like it's still like it's an open subject for everybody.
Yeah,
because some people, when you just got married, there's a lot of times your friends are not married, so. You have those friends that you still want to be in their life, and they want to be in your life. They want to go out with you. And how can you tell them, I don't want to hang out with you because I'm married, my husband don't really want me hanging out with you?
No, of course. No, we're not here to put that type of pressure.
No.
I think at the end of the day, it just comes down to just being respectful about it, I guess. And like I mentioned in the last episode, communication. As long as there's communication, I don't think there's any issue. There could be any issue unless one of you guys just decides that, just go on about your way and do whatever you want to do.
It may cause some conflict of interest sometimes.
I think, let me tell you, before we jump into this new topic, I think when it comes down to marriage, even relationships, I think it's just a case-by-case basis.
Yeah.
Because, we're on social media and we see these marriage goals, relationship goals, but we really don't see like what's really going on behind the doors, And I would be lying to you here if I sat here and said like my marriage of 8 years is successful. Because for it to be successful, that means it has to be perfect. And I don't think no marriage is perfect.
I mean, what we see on social media these days is, of course, everybody want the goal of having a house with a picket fence.
Of course.
Going on vacation with your family or with your loved ones every 3 to 6 months.
Mm-hmm.
Working the nice jobs, but social media could tell you that, but in reality, a lot of people, sometimes they struggle paying bills.
Yeah.
And you could go on vacation when you can go on vacation.
Yeah.
And sometimes it could just be we can only go on vacation on our anniversary.
Yeah. Right about that.
So everybody have their end goal, and whatever it is for you in your marriage and what you could do as a man, you do that. You know what I'm saying? Don't look at the Joneses.
Exactly. Because what works for them may not work for you.
You're gonna be paying a lot of debt.
Definitely. But that's just to kind of wrap things on the last episode. Again, if you haven't gotten a chance to take a look at the last episode, make sure you do that. But let's go ahead and jump into today's topic. So what you got for us?
And today's topic, I think we should talk about the men. When I say this, control your dick, control your life.
That's
it's a statement of its own.
Yeah, that's a very. I mean, you're gonna have to go into explanation about that, because I think that what you just said says it enough.
It says enough. When we say control your dick, control your life, as men, you gotta have self-control.
Okay.
When you're in a marriage, you gotta have self-control, because it's not every day, not every time you're gonna be with your wife out and about.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So when you're out, have self-control for your dick. You know what I'm saying? Don't let your penis talk for you. You know what I'm saying? Have a brain on top of your head. As far as you can have a conversation with a person, with a woman, but understand that you have somebody back home that loves you.
Definitely.
That really hope that you conduct yourself as a husband.
Okay.
Because most of the time when we out with our friends, our male friends or whatnot, the way they look at a female, they might be single or however they conduct this stuff in their marriage. You gotta understand that, hey, you can't conduct yourself in that manner.
Right.
Control your dick, control your life. Because
big statement right there.
Look, there's a lot of men that ruin their marriage because they can't control their dick. You know what I'm saying?
And I think that roots to someone not having much discipline.
Yeah, that's a big thing. Discipline. Discipline. And like I said, every marriage for a man is different. Like my marriage may not be the same as yours.
Right.
The way like some men, right? They could be with their wives out in public, you know what I'm saying? And they could see a girl with a big butt. They both look at it like, bam. You know what I'm saying?
Look, man, that's true, because I've met a few people like that, which not to say that they're like in an open relationship, but that's
just like looking at a big butt.
Yeah, I mean, I think that's natural.
Sometimes like it's how you are with your mate.
Yeah, with your mate too.
You know what I'm saying? Like if you're open with your mate, like some women who have self-confidence or whatnot, they could be like, babe, she's very pretty. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And you could just be like, yeah, she's real pretty. But how would you take it if your wife tells you, like y'all out walking, he's handsome?
Honestly, and I'm saying this because I'm 8 years in.
Okay.
It doesn't bother me.
Mm-hmm.
it'll only bother me if it was like, if she just sat there and just kept on drilling it into my head, like, that man was handsome. Oh, he was just so handsome. Oh, he was just so handsome. I think at that point it'd become a problem. But now, like, if we're just, if we're just walking in the park and we're just walking and she sees and she says, oh, he looks handsome, I'm not gonna say, oh, he does. I'm gonna be like, I'm just gonna like, okay, that's it. And my wife, she's not like that. She'll probably look well, if I'm looking at a female, or not even looking at a female, but if a female is walking by, I'm not going to
let her say it.
Yeah,
first.
Let her say. Yeah,
that's
right.
the number. Like, do not, fellas.
Yeah.
Do not. Yo, babe, she fine as hell. No.
Okay, so can you say? Can a man say? Okay, you can't say fine, because when you say fine, that's like. Okay, that's like saying for a guy, okay, so if a female was to hear that from me, if my wife was to hear that from me, she'd probably be like, well, go, she'd probably say something slick. Like, go grab it in.
Another word too, drop dead gorgeous. Don't use that one.
Don't use that? Black people don't use that.
Yeah.
I don't think they use that, but
from prior experience, I don't know. I seen.
You say beautiful?
That's going to be the only word that you could use. Beautiful, cute.
How about, well, she looks very well put together.
then you open the door for questions.
For questions?
Yeah, you open the door for questions. What do you mean? What do you mean by well put together?
She looks, well put together. I think it stops at that.
I think it stops as beautiful, cute.
Cute?
Beautiful, cute.
We're adults. I don't think I can use cute. Cute is for kids.
Cute is a safe word. Cute is a safe word. Like, I'm tell you this. One time I'm walking with my wife.
Yeah.
And I seen this lady. Of course, she was like, "Oh my gosh, she's very beautiful."
Right.
I'm like, beautiful, huh, man? She dropped dead gorgeous. My wife turned and looked at me like, "What you trying to say?"
Look how the hell you just said it. I'd have a problem too.
Like I said, afterwards, I realized, like,
yeah,
I put my foot in my mouth and I shouldn't have. You know what I'm saying? So trust me, don't use that word.
And that goes back to, I'm not going to say it's the same as keeping your dick in your pants, or being able to control it, but some of us men have to think before we do any type of action or say anything, because like he just said, our mouths can get us in trouble. A
lot of trouble.
Even our facial expressions, honestly.
Yeah.
You gotta know
the way you look at a woman sometimes, you out in the public, like, your eyes can tell a lot.
So here's a question. And this is going to kinda, it's not off topic, but so when a guy says drop dead gorgeous, or use those words that we can't use because it might offend your significant other, are we considering that as being disrespectful? And I guess the way so the respectful way to say it is, well, why we just don't say nothing at all? How about we just don't say? Because I feel like
sometimes silence is the best.
I feel like,
the best word, the best, saying expression, the best anything. So you just don't say nothing. You could probably say it in your mind. Like, you walk by, she cute as hell. Like, but that's what your mind is saying.
I'll let her
say it, and you just like,
agree.
Yeah, that's what's up. Yeah, she is. You know what I'm saying? And it just keep on pushing.
Most definitely. But it's okay. So let's get back to the being able to, men being able to, self-control.
You know the thing about like the self-control, when we see on social media, we see a lot of marriages fail, and the first thing when us as men look at it, or even a woman look at it, when you see a marriage fail, we automatically think it's the man's fault.
Yeah, he had to do something, right?
We automatically think that he had to do. Like that's the first thing we say. Oh, he cheated.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? He cheated, and like we look at some of like the prime example of happy marriages. Like let's just go to basketball. Look at LeBron James and seeing him with his wife and his kids. That's a beautiful, like, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, family.
Beautiful family. And you like, yo, you like for me, when I look at that, like when I see him was getting his they were honoring him, I was just like, man, that's how I want to be with my wife. You know what I'm saying?
But here's the thing though, we don't know what's behind them doors.
We don't know.
Because as much as the world gloats on LeBron, I think the world, in a way, they're just waiting for something to happen. Like
let's just be honest. We all been waiting for something to happen.
And it's sad because I guess you can see, it's sad.
Because it's sad. The day and age that we live in is the norm.
We want drama. We want to see.
That.
And I think social media.
We want to, especially as men, we want to be able to say, I know he wasn't that perfect. I know it was too good to be true.
Social media conditioned us like that. They conditioned us.
You can say that
to think that.
So that's why when you see a couple, when you see a marriage last, and you don't see the blemishes, like I said, he probably could have cheated, but and that's one thing about having a strong woman by your side.
Yes.
It don't have to be black. It don't have to be white. It don't have to be just having a strong woman by your side. Whatever the problems that y'all go through, y'all could keep it in house.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying?
She's not I've never seen her to be the type to run a social media and pose any type of problems that
that's where a lot of relationships they fall into the trap, because once you open that door just a smidget, then everybody want to ask you a question, and everybody that's why for me, we are programmed to watch the Love and Hip Hops, you know what I'm saying, Housewife of Atlanta, New York, whatever it is, because it's so much drama.
And that's what we expect. We expect it. And I blame reality TV. Because as we know, I don't feel like everything in reality TV is real. I think, of course,
they highlight the negative.
Yeah, they gotta prop it up to make it watchable.
And for us, when we see something nice as a relationship or a marriage, it's, oh, he bought her a new car, or they went on this lavish vacation. It's not we've been together for such amount of time and we went through these obstacles and we faced it head on, and we're you know what I'm saying, we're together, we're loving each other. It's not like that. Social media don't celebrate that.
No.
You know what I'm saying? And I don't expect them to. I really don't expect them to. But when we say control your dick, control your life, it's for a man, when you do that, your marriage grows stronger. You know what I'm saying? You keep people out of your business.
Exactly.
And like I said, it's not just in the social media, it's just in the real life. You know what I'm saying? It's just like the same way how you see these celebrities run to social media is the same way you don't want your wife running to social media asking questions.
Right.
Or what would you do if this person did this or if this person did that?
Nope, I agree.
Because everybody have their input. Definitely. We have our inputs.
Right. And just to kind of feed off of that, I think when a man is able to do such a thing, such as self-control, it opens up a lot of doors. Why? Because you have a lot more energy to focus on other things that needs your focus. You're able to be a better father, a better husband to your wife, a better friend, and you see a lot of things clearly. So that I know. I know. For all of us, for all of us men, it can be difficult at times. Something my pops always told me is you never put yourself in a position where you can be tempted. Because Because one thing is to be tempted, right? If you're a strong person, yeah, that can work. But it's just the fact that you don't want to have to go across temptation, because being tempted, that opens up a door. And sometimes that door can never be shut, because now that's all you're thinking about, and it just kind of deprives you in a bit. But
like I was watching Charlemagne when he was saying,
my guy. I
yeah,
love him.
like he's so honest and brutally honest.
Come on.
But he was saying something like when he put his all into his marriage, that's when he started flourishing more.
Yes, I seen the same. The same exact episode that he was on Breakfast Club.
And I ain't gonna lie to you, like me as a husband, I haven't been like the perfect husband, and years and years, you try every year, you try to be a better man than you were before. Especially when for me, I have 2 daughters, and I try to be a great father, and at points I felt like I was a better father than I was a husband.
I mean, do you feel like when you have kids, I'm trying to word this right. So when you have kids, you know how some people say, like, when women have kids, their first priority is their kids. Yeah. Do you feel like you fell into that boat where when you had your first daughter, of course,
she was my priority.
Exactly. So do you feel like you kind of went away from hubby mode and really tended to that father?
Yeah, I think a lot of fathers, a lot of marriages fall into that when, the love that they had or they shared or whatever once they had their kid. Now, I'm putting my love into this kid. The woman putting her love into the kid, but we're not putting love into each other.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So with that, she is going to be at points where she'd be like, she might even ask you still love me? Because you don't hold me or you don't talk to me how and like for me, I have daughters, and I was like, I didn't grow up having my parents or my mom and dad telling me every day, I love you, I love you, I love you. So I made it upon myself to tell my daughter, I love you, I love you, I love you. You're beautiful, you're strong, you know what I'm saying?
As a father should.
But I should have poured that same energy into my wife. And we had got to a point where we sat down together and we talked about what makes you tick, and I tell her what makes me tick. Because as a man, I felt like she wasn't pouring love into me either.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? Because, when you're dealing with a child, with kids at that, you put so much attention into the kids, and you're so tired of being, you're tired already.
Right.
You have to work. You know what I'm saying? You have to take care of the kids. You're tired. So you're to you just saying I love you to your wife, you know what I'm saying, is that for you. But that touch, that care, you know what I'm saying, the way you, like you said, the way you look at your wife,
right,
it says a lot. You know what I'm saying? Let her know that, hey, I still love you. I may be tired. We can't have sex like how, you know what I'm saying, we was when we was younger.
Right.
But baby, when, you know what I'm saying, when the kids fall asleep, or, you know what I'm saying, when we have a little time, it's on and popping. And sometimes as a man, we forget that.
And just to kind of touch base on that, this is where that self-control comes in. Because I'll be honest with y'all fellas, when y'all get married, don't think that sex game is going to be like how you was when you was younger. Mm-hmm. Over time, I feel like what happens is you guys get really comfortable with each other. Mm-hmm. And just to kind of point on where when you went ahead and mentioned that when you had your daughter, you know, your priorities changed for a bit because now you had to pour that love into your daughter, right? Mm-hmm. Here's my views on that. I think once you get to a certain point in your marriage, you know, you have brothers and sisters, right?
Yeah.
You've been with them for so long to the point where your brothers and sisters are your friends, right? In the same way, I feel like you've become so close with your significant other that you become friends. Now, I'm not saying that becoming friends with your significant other is bad, but it can get to a point where, of course, there's no intimacy. You guys are just...
It's not the intimacy is one thing. It's what leads to the intimacy.
Well, yeah,
you know
that's why you have date nights. Date nights, you know, and like you just mentioned, you have to pour that love into her. Well, you guys have to pour love into each other.
And when they say you need a village around you to raise your kids,
right?
You do. You know what I'm saying? Like, you do need that because you still want to keep the love alive. You know what I'm saying? Of course. You want, if my brothers can be like, yo, I got the kids tonight. All right, this is gonna be our date night. We have the night.
Right.
We come get the kids tomorrow morning. That means we have the whole night to ourselves. You know what I'm saying? Or leave the kids with grandma for the weekend or whatever. Okay. And then you plan them days. It would like, but I will say this. It sucks as men sometimes, or on my case, and I know a lot of men too, when we feel like, man, why am I the one always got to plan the dates? Why don't you take lead and plan some things too, you know? And we get frustrated with that at times. We get frustrated with that because it feels like we're the only one that want this, and not you.
For me, I'll choose, but when I choose, sometimes it's not what she wants. Like, if I choose a restaurant, it could be just something, you know, just, hey, we're going on a date night.
You're not a good chooser of places.
But let me tell you something, though. I'm the cooker in the house. So I know my wife's love language, which is food. But I throw down. That's not her strong point. She cooks, but that's not her strong point. You know, I'm Haitian, so I like to eat my Haitian food. I make my Haitian food. So all the ippies, the whole cleaning of the chicken. Like, my wife, of course, she's American, but there's a certain way we clean our food.
I ain't gonna lie to you. I used to cook until I married my wife, bro. I feel like I lost all my touch.
All your touch? Not me.
Well,
I mean,
I could help out, you know what I'm saying? But I feel like because she cooks such great meals that I've really felt like I lost my touch. And if we were to say, you know what, I'm going to be to myself and I wouldn't even know where to start.
You wouldn't know where to start, but you're a man, so you know how to survive. Or you can ask Mom Dukes for a plate.
definitely, yeah.
So, but yeah, I mean, that kind of goes again. This goes all back to with the self-discipline. When you have a lot of self-discipline, in which, of course, I think growing up. So before I say that, I feel like before you get to that point, you have to be able to go through some things, because you can't just learn self-discipline. It has to be something that you acquire over time, right?
In marriage.
In marriage,
you're gonna know a lot about yourself.
Most definitely.
In your marriage, because it ain't like we're boyfriend and girlfriend. You know how, like, when you're boyfriend and girlfriend, you're like, you need to take a break?
Right. Nah.
You can't do that when
not
you're married.
Not in marriage.
You know what I'm saying? So
go in that corner over there.
You know, as a married man, it's always great to have other married men around you who's been there. Like,
it helps.
It helps because you can bring something up or whatever, and they feel what you're going through. They might even like give you advice on how to tackle some things. You know what I'm saying? It's not everything that you go to your pastor, to your parents about or whatever. You go to a real good friend that's been married.
Definitely.
Bro, how you dealt with this, bro? What would you do, like, if y'all get into an argument and she don't want to give you none? You know, because a lot of times, like, sometimes women just don't have that want for you, and then you might go through a week, but you ain't getting none. 2 weeks, you ain't getting none.
It's called being married. Welcome.
And that's where self-control comes at.
Exactly. Because you know what? Before I got married, I didn't think I had, let me tell you, I was thinking the total opposite. I was thinking when we get married, it's about to be goddamn like rabbits.
Yeah.
You feel me? And I had to learn quick. And yeah, I'll be honest. I had in early on in my marriage, I've had those thoughts like, damn, is this something I really want? Is this because, as men, our hormones is here.
Yeah.
And then women's hormones is here. You have to get them to where you are. You feel me?
It's the talking to them, like when they get off, rubbing their feet, like for me, I know I'm finna get me some when she put some sexy on, you know what I'm saying? Not just the regular, you know what I'm saying, jammies. She put something nice on. I'm like, okay. All right. Like, it makes you as a man want to go put the kids to bed. Yo, you got to tell me, I'm finna go give them bath right now. Make sure y'all go to bed. Because, I want this. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And for her, she's not going to give you that every single night. So when you feel like she's going to give you that love, you know what I'm saying, that attention. And sometimes, I'm going to be honest with you, a good sit down talking, watching a movie could be better than sex.
Yeah. I mean, that's intimate as well.
Could be better than sex. You done got to the point where y'all talking, y'all watching this movie. I don't even want to have sex, baby. Let's pray and have a good night.
Sometimes what I've come to find out, of course, I'll be honest. I mean, a lot of females, I feel like they use the excuse, I'm tired, right?
Do you think it's an excuse?
I think here's why I say I feel like it's an excuse, right? But then again, I feel like social media in a way kind of conditioned how I'm going to respond. Because I'll go on social media and then I'll see these other women and they'll talk about this exact same subject. But those type of women, they're pretty much saying like, they're married and they have to sacrifice. It's sacrificing. Yeah, I feel like I don't think it's. I feel like it's a legit excuse.
Because us,
but I'm tired too.
When we tired, we still want to go on.
I'm tired too.
Like, just give me a quickie.
Just
you know what I'm saying. Just give me a quickie.
Yeah.
Like, you know what I'm saying. Like, it don't gotta be. You know what I'm saying. A whole 30 minutes or whatever. Just let me rub one off real quick. You know what I'm saying?
You know what? But sometimes you got the ones that might not do it right then that night, or they gonna tap on your ass in the middle of the night. And you got and here's the question I got for you, right? Women at any point, married women at any point, you know what? Women in general, can come to a man that they're with, and a lot of times they can show you in ways like, okay, you need to do something because I'm ready, right? Yeah. And a woman can come to a man 10 times, and it's probably going to happen all 10 times if she's coming to the man, but not the man. Not the man. In marriage, you guys.
I got work tomorrow morning. It's gonna be like, and I know it ain't just us as men that go through this. You know what I'm saying? And there ain't no legitimate answer that we can give just from our minds and from what we've been through. Because I'm gonna honestly say this: they go through more than we do, because taking care of a kid is a lot. Coming from work, then you have to take care of the kids. Make sure that they ate. Make sure, they take baths. Mm-hmm. Make sure that they go to bed on time to go to school. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? And then constantly checking up on them. That's another job on its own. So I'm going to tip my hat off to y'all women that do that, and when we do that, we're tired too. And like I said, we want the sex, but we're not going to get it. Because I'm going to say this, our tired is not respected.
Yeah, it's really not. I think with women, like you just mentioned, they take care of the home.
Yeah.
Right.
So we gotta respect their tiredness. When they say that they're tired, we have to respect it. But when we say we're tired,
is it fair to say that a woman, she's taking care of the home, which I completely understand, you know, because in all honesty, at the end of the day, they taking care of you too.
Because we big kids too.
You know, they making sure you okay. They making sure the home is okay. But is it fair to say, like, mentally, like, that kind of compares to what we go through as men, married men, mentally? Because she takes care of the home, but we mentally have to know or plan out how the bills are going to be, you know, paid. She takes care of the kids and make sure they go to school and all that.
Don't take it wrong. Like, we take care of the kids too.
Yeah, we do. Of course,
take care of the kids too. Like when I say take care of the kids, like,
but not like how a mother takes care of the kids.
Like, man, look, definitely not how mothers take care of their kids. You know what I'm saying? Like, for us, we could be like, oh yeah, I washed the dishes, or I took out the trash, I cleaned the house, and this and that. I gave the kids a bath, but they're doing homework. Yep. You know what I'm saying? They're helping out with the homework. They, you know what I'm saying? They really making sure that the kids are A-okay. We do all the quote-unquote manly stuff, the labor and whatnot. And physically, we feel like that's way more than what you just did. You ever sit down and try to do homework with your kid, bro?
Let me tell you.
You have that kind of patience?
Early on, I'll be honest with you, man. I looked early on when they were like in elementary, middle school. I was like, I'd help them. I'd be like, oh Lord, man, I don't even want to deal with this. But you know, like I said, even with my wife, she won't even know what's going on with the homework, but she's gonna sit there to make sure, you know, it's being done correctly and that it's, you know, regardless of how long it takes. So so that I definitely respect. So they pour a lot of love into their kids, of course. I mean, the same way men pour a lot of love into the kid, but we show it differently.
It's just that for us men, you know, when the women say that they're tired, we have to respect it compared to we could be like, oh, we're tired ourselves. But when I say we have to respect it, it's because they go through so much. And like, I don't know how I've seen it or I've heard of it when women be like, man, he would just take it. You know what I'm saying? Like, I wouldn't take, like, you know, just have sex, just take it. You know what I'm saying?
Ain't that right?
Yeah, that's yeah, you know, and I just, if my woman tells me, my wife tells me, babe, I'm tired, not tonight, you know.
Yeah, that's it. I mean, that's just, I'm just
like, you know, I ain't gonna lie. As a man, I'm gonna be frustrated.
Yeah, of course.
Like, if I'm gonna sit here and lie to you, you know what I'm saying, it won't be married minds, you know what I'm saying, especially from a man's point of view. I'll be frustrated. You know, I'm turning, tossing, and you gonna know I'm frustrated.
Might short talk you.
Yeah. Don't even say nothing to me. Like, you know what I'm saying? What you mean you tired? Like, I'm tired too. But I'm going to respect the fact that you said that you're tired and you don't want to have sex tonight. You know what I'm saying? But best believe tomorrow, don't give me the same excuse.
But that goes back to just having self-control. Because it's easy to just go out and do something that, you know, you're as a married man, you're not supposed to do.
That's where it is to control your dick.
Exactly.
Control your life.
Because my friends,
all it takes is for her, right?
Right.
To say, I'm tired, I don't want to have sex. You're tired. You want to have sex.
Right.
Now, a friend might call you like, yo, we're going out tonight. You want to come out? And you tell her, since she says she's tired, you let her go to sleep. And you go out. You know you wasn't going to get none.
Right.
Now, in your mind, like, okay, man, she wasn't going to give me none anyways. And you go ahead and do something crazy. Jeopardize your whole marriage.
Yep. Just off of just that one whole scene. Yeah. Self-discipline. It's not easy. We wouldn't be sitting here, and if we sat here and told you it's easy as hell, we just big lie, big cap.
It ain't easy at all.
It's not easy at all. But we made the commitment.
It's a commitment. It's vows that you take, and like I said, I know I haven't been perfect in my marriage.
We all haven't. I don't think there's no man that's been perfect.
I haven't been perfect in my marriage, but I can honestly tell you I learned so much throughout the years in my marriage about self-discipline and not wanting to lose what I have. Because now I have, like I said, I have daughters, and my daughter, she's in school with other kids that don't have their mom and dad together. And I remember my daughter just came to me like, Daddy, I love it that you and mom are together. I don't ever want to see you guys apart. And it really that would have touched me. That would have touched me. Like, it bothered me. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. It really bothered me because even though there's times I'm like, man, why did I get married? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But when you see your kids and to me, I feel like it was easier back then for marriages to last longer than it is now because of social media and everything that's around. Then, you know what I'm saying? And to make a marriage last in this day and age, man, look, when they said been married for like 30 years, 25, I tip my hat off and I want to learn from those people because I want my marriage to last as that long.
Definitely. Not only last as that long, but also be a marriage that's healthy, loving, growth. But that's all a part of the journey. Again, you can't get to a certain destination if you've never gone through anything. You can't build up that stamina. You can't build up you can't build up that self-control if you've never gone through it. So in a way, let me tell you something before we, soon end it off.
Yeah, and I'm gonna tell you something that a person told me, but go ahead.
I'm gonna tell you what somebody told me. Okay. And this was actually in the church. I'm not gonna give any names. Mm-hmm. Relationships is an experimental phase, right? And this is from somebody in the church. You feel me? He just told me take that the way you want. But he pretty much explained like, you have some of those relationships, probably been with each other not so long, but married 30, 40 years. Those are hard to come by. But in the relationship phase is experimental. That don't mean go out and just be a gigolo or a hoe. Mm-hmm. But respectfully, of course, find someone that you're compatible with, and that you can see a life with. But I'm just saying that to say pretty much, that relationship phase before you get to the point for when a guy, I don't think a woman should propose, but that's another, that's a whole nother discussion. Mm-hmm. But when a guy is ready, of course, then
they just feel like I done been with you for too long.
For too long, right?
Like it's time already. You know what I'm saying? But for me, I was going through a rough patch, you know what I'm saying, with my wife. Mm-hmm. And, I just felt like, man, I don't know what to do. You know what I'm saying? And I was talking to another married man, and he was like, to be honest with you, you just need a reboot. I'm like, what do you mean by reboot?
Explain that, because I don't know what the hell you just meant by that.
Sometimes you just need to get away with your wife. You know what I'm saying? Like, with no kids, nobody, just you and her. It could be a staycation. Mm. You know what I'm saying? Be away from the house. You know what I'm saying? Talk to your wife and, you know what I'm saying? Find the reason why y'all fell in love. And sometimes that relaxation, mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying, brings you back to that space of love again. And then you come back home and you tackle bills, you know what I'm saying, work,
right.
Kids, all over again. But every marriage need that reboot. That's why sometimes when you see a lot of people going on vacation and they look happier than ever.
Yeah,
that's that reboot.
Well, that makes more sense. Definitely makes more sense. So, I mean, that just goes back to having casual date nights, or just doing something. It doesn't have to be a date night. It could be at the house, but maybe you need to put the kids to bed early so that you guys can, watch a movie.
By the time you put them kids to bed, man, you
tired. Yeah,
tired.
I know you tired. I already
tired,
know.
And she's tired. Know. Like I said, you're tired and her tired ain't the same.
Ain't the same.
But both of y'all tired, and she probably I got work the next morning. Then I'm good.
Yeah,
I'm
definitely.
good.
But we this all goes back again to that self-discipline. Definitely appreciate you guys for tuning in.
Definitely appreciate you guys for tuning in.
This has been a journey for the both of us, of course, but there's a reason why we went ahead and put our heads together, because we, between us both, honestly, we have at least 18 years of marriage together. I think in this day and age, I think we have a lot of insight of a lot of views.
And we are still open to growth. We're still open to learning.
We're still growing.
Yeah, we're still open to learning, like how to love our significant even more. Yeah. How to, build.
Continue to build, right?
Not just mentally, spiritually, but financially also, because that's a big part of marriage.
Definitely.
I'm saying, like, I hold you down, she holds you down.
Exactly.
It ain't no one person. Like, when you watch these shows, you feel like, man, that person loved that person, but it's just all for money.
Right.
It ain't just off money. It's, I got to build that together. Of course, everybody needs money to pay bills, to go on trips, to take care of what y'all need to take care of. But it takes the both of y'all. And as a husband, you need that significant other that's going to really hold you down.
Most def. One thing I gotta say is don't allow social media to fool you. There's a lot of goals per se, relationship goals, marriage goals that we see online. And again, I feel like it's all a hoax because we don't know personally.
Don't let them fool you, but you could use social media to motivate you.
Yeah, of course. You can definitely use it as a motivation to be better, to do better, however you want to take it, but just don't let it brainwash you in a way where if it's not this way, then that's that. It's not going to work. Because I think that's how social media is programming a lot of new marriages, a lot of new relationships. If it's not a certain way, if he's not buying me all the things that I want, if she's not giving me all the sex, if she, it can't be give, forget, or,
sacrifice.
It's sacrifices. Marriage is sacrifices. It ain't easy. Shit, definitely not easy. But we made the commitment, we said the vows, and we know what we put ourselves into. But at the end of the day, marriage is beautiful. Once you get over that hump, it is a beautiful thing. I know my brother Will, he mentioned in the last episode, when you see your significant other walking down the aisle, or even in the courtroom, it's a sign of relief because you have that rib, your other part of you that's coming down so that you guys can unite and be one.
Did you cry when you
did I cry? I didn't cry, but I was nervous. I'll be honest. So that day, the day before I got married. Shout out to my best man, because the night we didn't sleep the night before. Yeah, we didn't sleep the night before. We was out. We was out. I didn't cry, but it was a lot of emotion. I don't think I'm not gonna cry in front of people. I mean, maybe I could have, maybe I wanted to at the time. I can't. It was back in 2015, so I really don't know. But
Can I be honest?
I know you did. I was there.
I didn't like boo.
No. But you teared up a little bit.
I'm gonna tell you. So I did, but what made me tear it up was when me and my wife we first got married.
Right.
We got married in court. You know what I'm saying? I didn't have it like that to have a lavish wedding or whatnot. I worked with my wife to build our funds so I could give her the wedding of her dreams. You know what I'm saying?
That's the journey.
And I remember when she was walking down, like, you know, when they opened the door.
Yeah.
And she coming in with her father. I was just thinking about like all those memories. It all just hit me at once. And my brother, my best man, all of them, like, you know, they I bet y'all he gonna cry. And I'm like, I'm trying to like not look that way.
Right.
But it all hit me, and like I didn't like, to be honest with you, if they wasn't talking crazy, you probably would have seen like tears roll down. But right. I had like, you know, one tear here, and like I kept it together, you know what I'm saying? But it's emotional seeing that person that you want to spend the rest of your life with walk down that aisle. And I tell you, it's the most beautiful thing.
It's the most beautiful thing, also the most nerve-wracking.
It is.
Because
what's nerve-wracking part for you?
I just think it's just everything in general, because now you're about to start a whole new life with this person. You see, our situations is just a little different, because I know you mentioned that you got married in the court before you actually had your wedding. Mm-hmm. Me and my wife, we got married. I proposed, I think, after like, I want to say 8 months. I think I proposed. It was like, and then, but we were together for like 3-4 years.
Oh yeah.
No. I take that back. No, no. A year. Not even 3-4 years. I take that back. No. We were together for a year before I proposed, mm-hmm. and then waited another year before the actual wedding. But again, I mean, all marriages are case by case.
Yeah, I knew mine for 3 years.
3 years.
3 years.
I want to say 2. I want to say 2 years because
3 years.
Because we've been married 8. And last time me and my wife had a discussion, I said like we've been together like 9 years. She's like, no. She said 10.
They know the dates better than we do.
Yeah.
So like for me, I don't think I'm ever forget my wedding.
No, that's impossible.
You know what I'm saying?
That's impossible.
If you know numbers,
like anniversary,
anniversary. Like I just, you know what I'm saying. So I never going to forget that when we got married.
I won't even forget the day I proposed, because it fell on a holiday.
I forget that.
It fell on Valentine's Day.
She asked me that. If they test us that, if they put me on a test like, when did you propose to your? Well, look here, I won't remember nothing. I remember where I did it at.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Where you got proposed at? Where you proposed to your wife?
So I'll tell you the story. At the time, I was working for a timeshare company. Mm-hmm. So, you know, Bonnet Creek?
Yeah.
The timeshare, not the actual, the timeshare, their huge hotel in Bonnet Creek. I forgot the name. This was so long ago, but it was Valentine's Day. I took her to La Lucci. It's a French cuisine.
Is it still open?
Yeah, it is. I think their menus are different, because those were one of the menus, like you have those big pieces of chicken with the bones sticking out.
Oh man.
And it costs like, for a plate, it's like $120.
Yeah.
So, my wife told me to never do that again. That's when I knew this was the one. God damn it. Yeah. But I'll be honest. I wanted to propose at dinner, because it was very a fine dining, right? But I'm a shy person, right? I'm a very timid person, so I wanted to like I had the ring and but my hands was shaking. I'm over here like, yeah, like the shit about to come out my hands and whatnot. I'm talking about like I was gonna have the guy come in, insert, and pretty much just do the whole thing, but I don't know. I felt like I wanted it to be a lot because it was around people we didn't know. But I don't know. I felt like I wanted to be a little bit more intimate. So, and I think she knew that I was going to propose. So I didn't want to just go ahead and just do it right then and there. So I let her like linger, like, and I waited. And she thought that was it. Yeah. And so I was in the bathroom. I went in the bathroom, and then she came around to the bathroom because I just went in the bathroom. She didn't even know what the hell was going on. And then by the time she came in the bathroom, did my thing.
Man, when I proposed to mine, it was it was definitely at Lake Eola.
Lake Eola?
Yeah, definitely at Lake Eola, and
nice.
It was nerve-wracking, very nerve-wracking.
Okay. It was, well, I think all of that is nerve-wracking when it comes to that. But
like, I couldn't even I walked through Lake Eola once, twice, because I didn't, like you said, like it was around people. I was just waiting for the perfect moment, perfect opportunity. And when I seen there was nobody in this one area, I dropped on my knees and proposed to her, man. And I almost lost the ring inside the arm.
Oh, man. Ah, damn it.
Every man gonna have their moments. And I love watching how, even nowadays, seeing how men propose to their significant other, like bring the families together or however they do it. I ain't gonna front to me, like besides, like, women love seeing weddings and all that. Like, right. I like seeing how men, put in that effort to propose.
Yeah, I like seeing that too. And I think it's natural for a guy to propose.
You still stuck on that?
Yeah, I don't know, cause man, it's just,
we're gonna talk about that in the next.
Yeah. We'll probably have to find a way to throw that in there, but it just don't seem right. It just don't look right. I mean, yeah, you love your man that much to propose, but let him do it. Let him muster up the courage to be able to do it.
A woman can propose too, man. Like, that's his opinion. That's his. Let a woman propose. Like, if she feel like that's the love, I ain't going nowhere. He ain't going nowhere. Like, my dear, go ahead.
I feel like you've demasculated your man if you've done that. Bro, that's the way I feel. Like, I feel like proposing is such a masculine thing to do. You might as well go ahead and say, I'm going to go ahead and pay all the bills and you stay at home dad. Like, bro, like that's the way I see it. Some people may think otherwise. Some people may feel like, hey, it's cute. Yeah, it's cute. Nice. But I mean, for me, it's just like, this is the way I see it. If you're proposing to me, you don't want me, you trying to get to it before I can. And now you put me in a situation, not because one thing is, a guy's going to tell you if they really don't want to be with you. And
a man definitely knows,
who they want to be with.
Who they want to be with. Like, for me, a man don't need to take 8-9 years to be with a woman to say, I do. Like, I've seen people been together that long and they not married or whatnot. For me, I always say it's something way deeper than in his heart or in his life, or something drastic that happened for him to not want to propose to his wife or have her become his wife. Because
that's something we'll have to touch base in another episode.
Definitely.
But again, you guys, thank you for tuning in on this another episode of
Married Minds,
definitely. And We just appreciate that you tuned in and just listening to our views, our insight. Maybe this is something that might help somebody who's on the verge or who's on the edge of proposing. Again, we'd be lying to you if we sat here and said that it's easy. It's not. It's not. It's stressful. It's frustrating. But if you can find the beauty in that, then it's definitely worthwhile.
Being married is like a roller coaster.
A big one.
Have its highs.
God damn it. That
lows,
thing be going for real.
Got the curves, but, it's a beautiful ride.
Definitely a beautiful ride.
If you love your roller coaster, you know what I'm saying? If you love the person that you with beside you in that roller coaster, then guess what? Y'all in that ride together, and just enjoy it.
And I know we kind of, I'm not going to say we went off topic, but we
did
jumped into a few different things. But again, we're here. Everything is unfiltered. We come here, we talk about whatever we have on our minds. This is the second episode, and we just have a lot to give out,
And it's so much more. If you have y'all have questions, please,
yes.
Just, drop them on the comments.
Definitely.
So we can know what to tackle next time.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And like I said, as far as men, sometimes we don't like to talk about what's going on in our marriage or in our relationship.
Right.
But we open minds right here. You know what I'm saying?
Definitely open minds.
I'm unfiltered. He's unfiltered, and we're just gonna tell you from our point of view and our minds. It ain't like we're therapists or we're specialists at this or whatever.
We're not therapists.
We just been in our own marriage, and we see things that going on in other marriages too, and we just put it together and give y'all our humble opinion, our humble minds.
Exactly. But definitely make sure you like, subscribe, and tune into the next episode. If you haven't tuned into the first episode, make sure you tune in. Everything that we talk about, of course, like he mentioned, is from our experiences. We're not therapists. We're here to just give you insight, our personal experiences and views. We're not here to sit here and cap with y'all and tell y'all marriage is beautiful, and it's beautiful, but it's not. Like he said, it's a roller coaster. It's something that you both have to work on and be committed in order for it to work, in order for you guys to grow. But again, this is Married Minds Podcast. I'm your host, Ken.
And I'm your host, Will.
And we'll see you on the next episode.
That's it.